He already spun all the way at the top of the field. Comes down in Dale Quarterly, and other cars just dodging the miss and locking down brakes. I wonder what further back, probably exited turn 2, how Marco got turned sideways.
Is going to come out. I'm not sure it's out yet.
Yep, you saw it on the wall right
so the
there.
caution is out, but I'm not sure anyone had backed off yet.
They looked really stacked up in that outside lane. I don't know if the couple of leaders were backing up, but Marco was really tucked up. I believe that was the 55 at Gus Dean. I think he was trying to stay off of him, and whether if that's due to the fact that
Watch right side of your screen. There's the 17 of Marco.
Yeah, so Marco actually never even gets to the back of him. So he was just trying to stay off of the 55 because he got checked up behind I believe, LeVar Scott. Just a bit of an accordion there.
Yeah, Marco may have tapped the brakes to keep him running in.
Crafton, the 3-time series champion in that bright yellow.
Oh,
and there goes Crafton. And we've got a crash. Gray around. The same for Sanchez.
Stuart Friesen in it.
Ty Dillon in the 25.
Dillon into the outside wall in hard contact with that Moffitt. Raja. And it went wrong right there. Was that John Hunter? That
Looked like John Hunter, yeah. Just a little bit too much of a push. They're trying to make that center lane surge, and they almost have to be touching each other, bump drafting so they can make that happen. And man, cars are not quite stable enough for that.
Look at that simultaneous slide for the 20 and 21, and Austin did a really good job of righting the ship and hanging on to it. He's got damage, but it could have been a whole lot worse.
Just a lot of wind in the middle of that racetrack when you're the center of 3 wide. Your car's getting buffeted from both directions, and if you get any little bit too look like Parker Redsloff and Jeremy Clements were arguing over space, and Honeyman got the worst of the deal.
We've seen that a handful of times tonight, where it's just, we're talking about no more than a foot or so that these guys could cut each other a break and not cause these, but we've had quite a few cautions because of it.
Well, if you're going to cut someone a break, you're not doing it anymore. You're just going to race hard.
Remember, Austin Hill was back there.
Look at that.
Yeah, we're talking about, less than 6 inches.
But Ratzloff would not let him have that 6 inches and was able just to.
How long this outside lane stays in. We've got 2 really, really fast cars.
And around goes the 99. That's Michael Maples.
The wall. Oh, gosh.
And another huge hit. And they hit again.
And there's Shane.
Mentioned Scott Melton.
Is that Big Willie? That was Big Willie that hit Scott Melton.
Willie Mullins right there in the 3. He was the pole sitter.
Looked like he was. He's going to catch Melton in the right rear corner.
Tell you what, that was a great evasive maneuver by that black car there, and a lot of these other guys missing some of this.
Right through the grass and up into more traffic, gets tagged, turned around, and 5 cars are in it. Ryan Preece, I think he missed that inside wall.
Greg Van Alst making moves early.
Oh, trouble already.
And we've got Tony Breidinger around the 25, and they're wrecking all over the place. Caution is out.
Yeah, SVG is in that as well.
Shane Van Gisbergen had to run this race to be able to race in the Xfinity race, so this will be interesting.
Let's see if she gets squeezed.
So I think the 02 got a push there and wiggled down the racetrack, and then they just kind of squeezed and touched on corner entry to 1. And just really tough part of the corner. The car's really light, and obviously
they can't get around. Whoa! Keselowski gets turned by William Byron. Blaney gets caught up. Gilliland, Truex, Hamlin, and more.
All those Fords were struggling to get around Chastain. Who could get around and get that clean air track position first?
Anthony Alfredo there. Reddick, massive damage on him. Thursday night winter time.
And you see Alex Bowman up the racetrack, and then they start zigging and zagging here. And
well, obviously William Byron and Bowman, that's where it ended up. But the movement from the 6 and the 22, jockeying for position, trying to outduel one another to that position of passing Chastain, that's what stacked all those guys up and got them in trouble. Those guys were going for it. Chastain was holding them up. You saw the 6 go to the bottom. You saw the 22 go to the outside. The race was on, and unfortunately those guys behind him.
This gives you a much better view right there. You see the 24 car just being pushed, and sometimes you're not aligned, and you know you're not lifting, and that car gets to moving around, and you hope it works out, and it just didn't work out right here.
We saw this same scenario playing out at the duels the other night when Blaney got in a wreck. You really can't pin it on anybody. It's hard racing, everybody going for it, but when those cars move in front of them, it slows the energy down. This probably tells the other part of the story. You're not going to run 3 wide that long.
Well, we said it several laps ago, right? We both said it.
Yeah, when Kozlowski turns.
Oh my gosh. If that left rear quarter panel wasn't curved in a little bit, I mean, it went right with the curvature of the left rear quarter panel.
Ross Chastain and Brandon.
He's going to have a run. Now it seizes up a little bit. Little side draft on Andres Perez.
It's going to depend on which lane gets the bigger push.
Oh, no. Jake Finch goes around and dominated this race, wrecking all over the place at the front of the field. That will end this race. Andres Perez, huge hit on top of another car. What happened here on the final lap?
Just a lot of pushes, and there was a lot of momentum coming back to that 3rd row, and that outside lane started it, and yeah, just a lot of pushing and shoving.
Yeah, I think Andy J was in the back of Jake, and I think Andy J had Lewis in the back of him as well, and
yeah,
they all just
it was almost simultaneous. The inside and the outside got to the 2nd row at the same time and just kind of fishtailed each other into both lanes.
Watch Perez in that 2 car up against the outside wall.
He's actually climbing over another car here. And he like stays mounted on top of the 73
Andy
car.
J's car. The air. We saw Grant. Sanchez will try to work both. Oh, trouble.
And there's a crash. Caution is out. The race is over. Trucks up in the air. Nick Sanchez leading when the caution flag came out. Unbelievable impact.
See, like, I mean, I've never avoided so many wrecks in my life. I can't believe I have a clean truck. But I'm not going to complain about it. It's truck racing, it happens. But super proud of Truck on Garage and Toyota Racing. Got a little bit of work to do for Talladega with the speed of this thing. But I thought the best strategy for me was to lay low and hopefully be there at the end. And we were. And looks like we came up one short.
That is scary looking.
It's just amazing.
But like you said, that's about as soft as you can turn one over.
That's exactly right. And it didn't just keep tumbling either, like we've seen happen so many times. I don't know if Raja just lost the front end of his number 71 Chevy or what went down there, but he definitely went up the track and made contact. Look at that mess. Phil, did you see Stefan sliding through there anywhere?
He did get through there, yes.
Watch this, just out of nowhere. Smoke, smoke. Truck. Now,
watch it hit the roof.
Amanda?
Raja, there was many ways that I was going to go in this conversation with you, but I saw you hand the phone back that you were just on, and the name said Rick Hendrick. What did that conversation go?
Yeah, it's all because of him, you know, being in this spot. So I'm really thankful for Mr. H and the Hendrick Automotive Group, along with Spire Motorsports and Chevy, because